Hey, it's me, the Archangel Michael. This is about Nimrod. Alright, and again, this is my seal, okay? And that, just to justify and to show that I am the real Archangel Michael, that is my seal of God. This seal from heaven, right? That Solomon claims that I, as Michael, gave him some weird magic ring that never happened. And again, there's many even different accounts of the precious ring. And one account in the book of Bartimaeus was that he stole it out of a tomb in Egypt. And again, then there's the Lord of the Rings story where that's the same ring of Isildur. All right, there's many different accounts of the Super Bowl ring with Tom Brady, Benson, and Hanks Cruz. And again, I, as Michael, never gave that to David or Solomon, and again, the David from the Bible is alive in today's time. He's got many names. So is Solomon. All right, neither one of these people were ordained to be kings of Israel. And again, this story, which was never ending for the Jesus lie, went to perpetuate and try to establish a false line known as the Nephilim. All right, and again, the Bible was written in past and present tense to confuse humanity. All right, to have you constantly waiting on a savior. This man attacked me as Gabriel, as that version of Richard Marx Carroll in 1981 at Margaret Mary here in Slidell, because as Gabriel, my Michael, me in heaven, had sent me to reap Jesus, right? Because of the lie. That's wormwood, all right? This lie poisoned the human species that I created. And there's even admittance to this, that the reason for the Jesus story was a direct attack from the Egyptians for the first destruction of the Tower of Babel, which again, that man was building these gigantic structures which the earth, from a physical structural standpoint, could not maintain. All right, once bedrock is broken like that, it's ruined, right? And then adding structures on top of that, let alone height, girth, weight, all of the other things that are involved in structural components, it totally damages the earth, right? And again, this earth could only maintain so much damage, let alone all of the resources being taken out of it. And I explained that with oil. The oil that was from the dinosaur destruction was inside of the earth for lubrication, because naturally the earth would move in accordance to tides, right? And it's actually really complicated because it's based on heavenly cycles, but that's also what kept things in motion, right? That's what kept the waters filled with life and things like that, was the movements of plates, which in return moved the waters, which was a constant, supposed to be a constant supporting mechanism to sustain life temporarily, right? So anyways, Nimrod, again, is a title, okay? Like Moses. There's admittance that Moses was actually one of the pharaohs, that he had changed his name. And again, Moses is Molech, Baal, the one-eyed Baphomet goat. And there's documentation of this in a book called The Illuminati. And so the secret of Nim, I know that's a cartoon that everybody remembers. That is about Nimrod. All right, so also this story was written in a future tense for this Milky Way galaxy that does not exist. So again, there was a Big Bang in the beginning, and that actually was the Big Bang that ended this realm. All right, that's when I went, as Michael, went supernova and finished it. And again, that was also because this realm was only set for so many generations of life. And the way what this man was doing with clones was constantly infecting the human race. And there's documentation about this, that his plan was to kill everything human and replace it with clones out of his hatred for me, the creator, right? Because this story, as Wormwood, like I said, those waters are salt water for a reason. And when Egypt was destroyed then, it was because of slavery. And this entity was using my people as slaves to build his false temples to himself. And it was way worse then. And I looked down from heaven and I just see like pyramids of bodies. And they were all Israelites at the time. So what he was doing with these towers was like shooting rays of radiation and lasers up into heaven. But also there's documentation of this in, I was saying, in the Pythagorean order of deaths documentation that goes along with the Illuminati initiations, where these entities from World War II especially, to hide the lies of the Bible story, their intent was to, through the Star Wars, and these are real satellites, through the Star Wars satellite system, was to laser the human race. And it's not something that's a secret. And again, QAnon showed up in Dallas again, and, you know, saying that it was a secret, screaming, "Let's go, Brandon," and saying that they were there waiting for John Fitzgerald, Alan Whitney Jr., Kennedy, that doesn't exist. And I've explained that before. What humans saw as the John Fitzgerald Kennedy story was a first generation clone of its kind. So, and again, that was meant to deceive not only America, but the world, because he was dubbed as the last American prince. And again, these people are not royalty. This is leftover remnant from the line of Cain, which was known as the Nephilim. And there was already the 200, like I was saying. And their intent was for namesakes to literally subjugate all of humanity unto this fake Jesus story, and thinking that it was never going to end. And that man sings about that as Tayo Cruz. He just came to dance. And I mean, again, this entity promised resurrection from death and hell. And that's just not how it works. And this realm was, from the beginning, set for destruction. And a lot of it has to do with the Jesus lie. And again, this man tortured my personal flesh in this realm for 42 years. So when it's in his Egyptian Isis thing, so when it says in the book of Revelations 42 months, that was really 42 years. And like I said, I suffered as Michael, how my people suffered in Israel at the time of World War II. And this is my initial vengeance on this Hitler man, because Hitler's had many names. And he's too prideful to have committed suicide. That did not happen. So again, as that version of John Travolta and Halle Berry as Eva Mendes Braun, they faked their deaths to escape the Nuremberg trials. So anyways, Nimrod is the secret of Nim. And again, he was going by Rod Stewart for a while. All right. So again, these are titles of people to disguise their identities.